Okay, great morning. Oh my goodness, chitty chat, kitty dats. It's a day of good vibes. Good vibes. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. Okay? So put those good vibes out there today. Oh my goodness. A little wild, huh? Anyway, fun. Um, so, uh, Yeah, yesterday, I had the first infusion and it went well. I didn't have any kind of reaction or anything from it. Feeling really well. Now, normally the schedule they wanted to put me on, I would have opted for the 3 times a week just to get it over and done with. But they asked if I could do the 2 times a week because otherwise they really have a lot of patients. So I said, okay, I can do the 2 times a week. So I should be going, tomorrow would be my normal day, but I have the other thing in El Paso. Tomorrow is the one with the MRI with the flush, where they're doing the dye contrast thing. Now that one, when they put that dye in your veins, it's an immediate flush through your system of heat, and then you feel like you're going to pass out, and then you're okay. That one is way worse than having the infusions. Okay, so, but they want to. Why am I having that done? They're going to check the tumor. I had the gamma knife surgery. I had the neuroma tumor, and I did lose most of my hearing on that side from the gamma knife. Okay, I had more hearing on that side before they did the gamma knife. Okay, so I've lost most of my hearing on that side from that, and I did have 8 months of severe dizziness, and just you're trying to walk a straight line and you look like you're drunk. It was like being a drunken sailor on a pitching ship in a huge storm, and you're trying to navigate that. Now, they did not tell me that it can have that side effect. Okay, I was not informed. So here I am for 8 months trying to navigate. So you've got the dizziness, the exhaustion and things from the severe anemia, and then you have on top of it, which also can make you dizzy, you have from the gamma knife, really. So that was crazy time. But you go through it and you do it step by step, day by day. Okay, so that finally has gotten better. But anyway, they want to check the tumor, because what can happen is if you're going to have a difficulty from the gamma knife, you don't get it right away. It doesn't happen till about this time, about 9, 10, 12 months after the gamma knife. So they want to make sure that they didn't kill any tissue around. They have to be really specific with that tumor. So they want to make sure that they didn't kill any of the tissue. There's no necrosis around it, or that you're not going to have swelling. You can have swelling of the brain that can happen, a year after the gamma knife surgery. Is that crazy? I think that's really crazy. You don't have problems right when it's done. You get it a year down the road. So anyway, that's why they're doing the MRI with the contrast, because they want to check and make sure. Also, something that can happen with it, very rarely, but sometimes they give the gamma knife surgery and it actually makes the tumor grow instead of decreasing it. Yeah, it's kind of a crapshoot. Anyway, so that's happening tomorrow. But I'm glad I don't have to get those 2-3 times a week. That would be really, oh my goodness. So I do that tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm hoping that goes well and that everything is going to, smooth out now with that stuff. So, so they're moving my treatments next week to different days. I think it's Wednesday and Friday next week because just changing the schedule around. So that's fine. My last treatment will be February 8th. So I've got plenty of time, before I have to be for my daughter's wedding. So that works out really well. I'm real happy about that. Isn't that right, Max? What do you have to say about that? Oh, loving. You want to give me a love? Give me a kiss? Oh, yes. Sharing the love this morning. Yes, he says, I'm sharing the love. Yes, he is a lover. This is a kisser, this one, I tell you. He said, I get upset if I can't give a kiss. He said, I kissed the mama, I kissed my sissy. She doesn't like it at all, but I do it anyway. Yeah, he's like the annoying little brother. Yeah. I said to give a kiss. Yes, you're a lover. So anyway, that's going on. Now, yesterday, I came across those videos by the Jewish rabbis, sometimes they call them rabbis, sometimes rabbis, that are giving the teachings on Genesis. He starts out with Genesis, with the serpent, and very, very knowledgeable. Now, there was something that I learned yesterday that I didn't know. And it was interesting listening to him read from the Talmud, okay, in Hebrew, reading. Now, his thing on the snake in the wilderness, that they lifted up on the pole, is copper. Wherein, the translations of our testaments, the Old Testament, it says it's bronze. He says it's copper. So they have a little bit of a difference in the translation of that. Now, I might have a tendency to go with theirs because it's their history, okay? So I would think maybe their reading of it would probably be more precise. So maybe it was copper, okay? So anyway, something that I learned that I didn't know, and he's going through, because, people hear the word serpent and the Garden of Eden and, think that every snake is evil and this and that, and they go off on a bender, that it's demonic and yada, 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 yada. But anyway, the thing that I didn't know is that the throne of God on the right-hand side and the left-hand side are the seraph or the seraphim. And the seraphim are all day saying, holy, holy, holy. And what are the seraph or the seraphim? They are winged snakes. Winged snakes, like this, winged snake. They are the seraphim. And so that makes sense why they have, the raised serpent on the pole, and why Kundalini is called the serpent, like the winged serpent. And it is the seraphim are fire, also fire beings, okay? So it makes sense why Kundalini, you have that sense of fire, And there was a time during that process where about a year I was feeling like I was going to spontaneously combust. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it goes through the consciousness. It goes through, okay, brings all those things up, all of those experiences to flush it out, okay? To clear out all the erroneous things. So anyway, I was surprised to find out that the seraphim, now I knew about seraphim, but I didn't know that they are winged snakes. Okay? I did not know that. Okay? So that is some new knowledge for me. But, listen. There's a mourning dove out there cooing. That's so cute. I love to hear the mourning doves. So we've got lots of birds that go up in the neighbor's tree here. So we get to hear the sound of the mourning doves this morning. Isn't that right, Miramax? Yeah. So anyway, that was new knowledge to me, that the seraphs, or seraphim, the winged ones, on either side of the throne of God that are saying, holy, 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 all day, are the winged snakes. Okay? And this is why they always saw snakes in the ancient cultures as wisdom, wise ones, the wise ones. Okay? So very interesting. I do have that URL for all of those things. There was another guy that was doing meditation for a long time, and he had that experience he had the opportunity to get to realization, but he got fearful. He got fearful, and of course that stopped it. You have to, surrender fully. Okay, and you have to put your whole trust in God to move one through that, because it does feel like you are going to die. Okay, it feels like you are going to be totally extinguished, and in one way you are. The illusions of ego are absolutely burnt out. They're gone. Okay, so he had the vision of the seraphim that were there, and say, holy, holy, holy to God, okay? So again, just interesting things, and we're continuing to learn. No matter what, we are continuing so for me, that was really interesting to see, okay, of that. The snake beings, the seraphim, that are singing holy, 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 okay? And how that has played out in other cultures. Like the Egyptians always had the cobra showing, guarding and protecting, okay? Wisdom, guarding, and protecting. They always saw that. And I think that was quite well known in ancient cultures, but we lost that here. Some of that knowledge, we just have not had that. So again, I was really, really happy to come across that. Now, I put a number of links to different videos that have to do with that subject, the serpent, the Garden of Eden, the seraphim, okay? And that the one in the Garden of Eden, what took place with that. Now, apparently, it had something to do with that type of being, this seraph being. And that one was like the same Luciferian thing. It wanted to it wanted to go against God. And so it reached its own cast out. It was cast out. Okay? It was cast out. Mankind was cast out. It was cast out. Okay? We're all on that journey. And so it makes sense, again, why, also that it says the raising of the serpent was a foretelling of Christ, because it was saying that, Satan's going to, or those things are going to bite your heel, but then Christ is going to crush its head. Okay? So Christ becomes sin. Okay? He's raised on the pole, like the snake, he's raised on the pole. Okay? And somebody was saying, when they see the Christ on the cross, they make it look almost like serpent, the way the body is there. I never noticed that before, but he becomes the sin offering. Okay? He takes the sin on himself. Okay? And then because he is blemish free, because he has always, had that continuity, he has never fallen, never had anything. Hell could not hold him when he went to release people from hell realms. Okay? So all very interesting. That just made things a little more concrete in the fullness of understanding of these beings, the seraphim. And so it makes sense why they would be, on the pole. And it also represents medicine. Medicine has the caduceus with the snakes. Okay? Representing healing, and why it would show Kundalini and the, opening of the energy, like the snake, the way that it moves. Okay? That it takes one to realization. Okay? Two, basically takes one to the Holy of Holies. Okay? And flushes out the illusory things that one has gathered and collected that makes one feel separate, but we've never been separate from the divine is. So I'm going to leave this here. Just interesting things with that. And it was really interesting to hear one of these rabbis giving their interpretation of how all these things connected. Really was well done. So thanks for tuning in, Love and Light. We'll see you online.